Hey guys, it's Amber. I know I'm a day late on our video this week. I apologize. It was so hot yesterday that by the time I had everything ready to film, like it was 100 degrees in my craft room. So I decided to film a little bit late for you guys. So today, if you can't tell, we are using Daisy Delight for our stamp set. And we're gonna do some embossing with our clear embossing. I'm trying to make it so I have room, sorry. I'm gonna use some of our new rhinestone basic jewels. I got stuff all over next to me, sorry guys. I got stuff everywhere. Some fun new ribbon. This is Berry Burst, and it is the new finely woven ribbon. So you can see that right now there, it's really pretty. Oh, I forgot to show you. We are going to use the Daisy Punch today, and that's super heavy. We have some watercolor paper. I'm going to make a couple of these so I have a lot of paper ready to go. This is from the Delightful Daisy. Yeah, Delightful Daisy Designer Series paper. It is two-sided. But we are going to be using this side, some Whisper White, and this is some Berry Burst paper. And you know, the first thing we're going to do, since I have my embossing paper out, that I made a mess on yesterday, it looks like. Okay, this is my embossing paper. Ignore what's written on it. That doesn't matter right now. Move some stuff around. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we're going to take our watercolor paper. Now, it feels like embossing powder. Okay, which is okay. We're going to be using our clear embossing powder, the Big Daisy, and our Versamark. Okay, so I'm going to get this out and start stamping. Okay, so I'm going to get everything ready to go. Hi, Molly. What you doing, kitty? Okay, so there's our clear mount. It's got some little things in it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to get this ready to the side because one thing I've noticed when I use the watercolor paper to emboss, it does absorb the water, or it absorbs the ink pretty fast. So I want to have my embossing powder open and ready to go, okay? So I'm going to really ink this up, okay? And with the Versamark, I'm just going to down and up, and I'm going to, as quickly as I can, pour some embossing powder on this side. Can you guys hear the birds outside and the train? It's a beautiful day. It's going to be really hot again, but right now it's a beautiful day. Okay, I'm just going to let that powder sit on there while I stamp another one on the same paper. I just don't want to deal with having powder everywhere. So I'm going to stamp another one. Same paper. Since we're going to use the Daisy Punch, you do want to put your closer edge with the long petals, I guess. Okay. See, I made a mess yesterday. I got some stuff in my clear mount. We got some dust in there. Okay, I'm going to close my Versamark. Put this stamp to the side. Now I'm going to try to get that little black speck out really quickly. See if I can get it out. I think I'm just going to make it worse, aren't I? Yeah. Okay, got it out. All right, I'm just going to tap this on here. Now, if you have an embossing buddy, you should use it before you stamp, okay? But I don't have an embossing buddy, okay? So I'm just going to set that to the side for a second. Set these to the side. Now, this paper, you can see this is my embossing paper, so I have it folded in half already. So I'm going to just pour it back in to my little container. And by the way, unless you emboss every day, one thing of embossing powder is going to last you forever. Just know it's going to last you for a long, long time, okay? So unless you emboss every day or make a mess every time you emboss, you should be fine with one thing forever. Okay, sorry, get some of the embossing stuff is still on there. Okay, so now, if I can pick my paper back up. Okay, I've got my paper that you can't really see what's on it. So I'm actually going to emboss with it. This is the Stampin' Up! Embossing gun. I'm going to turn it up on high. Now be really careful when you're embossing with this, okay? You can easily burn your fingers if you're not careful. But if you watch, you should be able to see as the embossing powder starts going shiny. It'll take a second the first time. Okay, I can see some of it starting to go shiny. Come on. Come on, you know you want to emboss. Come on. There we go. I don't know if you can see the transition. It's a little bit more difficult with the clear embossing. It's a little bit more obvious when you have a colored embossing, but I don't today. So, does that not have embossing powder on? And you want to be really careful. You can burn your hands, so make sure you aim it away from your hands when you're using the embossing gun, okay? And try to move it around so the paper doesn't darken or catch on fire. Okay, so now we have both of our embossed. Let me make sure I can see reflection off the whole thing. Okay, these are embossed. Now, yes, they are still really light, okay? The next thing we're gonna do is actually fix that. But let me do one thing first. We're gonna stamp something first, okay? I'm gonna take one of our, well, actually I'm just gonna stamp all three because I got three right here ready to go. I'm just making, when I watercolor, I usually end up making 4 of a card, only because I have to, well, you'll see. We're gonna watercolor and you'll see what I mean. I have extra because, you know, I like to show you guys what's going on. So I'm gonna be stamping with Berry Burst. And this is our stamp that says, "Your thoughtfulness brighten my day." And this is hard for me to line up from a distance. I may have to flip this one over. Yeah, that's crooked. 2 pieces of every paper, right? So let me put these over here where I can see them a little bit better. Okay, your thoughtfulness brighten my day. Okay. Well, I will cut another one later because I just made a mess. You guys, this is apparently a good day for me. Your thoughtfulness brighten my day. Okay, there we go. 1 and 2. I'm just gonna make 2 cards with you guys anyway. I'll make the 3rd one later. So that was our Berry Burst, okay? So I'm gonna close this and set this to the side for just a minute, while we work first with our, okay, let me take these papers out of the way too so they can sit and dry. We're gonna work with Powder Pink. This is one of the new 2017, 2019 in colors, okay? So we're gonna do our little squeeze trick, okay? And get it all inked up inside here, okay? Now I'm going to use my aqua painter. I'm just going to squeeze it to drop like a drop of water in here. Just 1 drop. There we go. And mix that in. So we should have like a watercolor light powder pink here to work with. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of put it over the embossing. Just a little bit. This is what's called Emboss Resist. So you should be able to see the embossing underneath where I'm watercoloring it. With the light color, it's not as obvious, but it's still there. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe that off a little bit. Let me get a paper towel so I can wipe out the inside of my container. Okay. So I don't want that water going back inside my stamp. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with Berry Burst on the other flower. So we're just going to squeeze it, kind of squeeze like that, and pop it open. You can see right there. I'm going to take my same aqua painter. This is why I did the light one first, so it wouldn't matter if it didn't wash off very well. I'm going to put a drop of water in there and just kind of mix it around. Turn it into like a nice paint, like a watercolor paint. Okay. Now we're going to just swipe this across our embossing. And like I said, it will not be perfect. It's okay. It's going to be pretty either way. Okay, so now just so you can kind of see the embossing behind where you were. Okay, let me wipe that off a little. All right, let me take my towel, wipe this bad boy off. You can also, if you don't want to squeeze it, if you have re-inkers, you can just put a drop of re-inker in there and do the exact same thing I just did. Okay, now this is where the resist comes in. You want to just wipe off the excess ink on these. Okay, it's not going to be, it's not going to wipe off a lot, but you should be able to see more of the embossing through it. Now this is why I do these. I do some of these early because this has to dry a little bit before we punch it. Okay, so I actually did 2 of these yesterday and let them dry. So now we're going to use our punch to punch them out. Okay. Oh, they're so much easier to see than they were yesterday. Okay, watercolor paper is a little bit thicker, so it's going to take a little bit more effort to punch them out, just to let you know. You can put it on the table and press down with your palm. I did that yesterday with one of them because I just couldn't get the elbow grease. Because, you know, you guys, I'm not that old, but I am getting arthritis. Mother Nature is a fickle, fickle friend. Okay, so here's my other powder pink one. And my other berry burst one. Can you see how cool it looks? I love the berry burst against the embossed white. Look at how cool that looks. I think it's so amazing. Okay, so I'm done with my punch, so I'm going to close it up and lock it. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is, let's see, look at my paper. Sorry, I had to look at my little design. I'm going to just attach these to each other right now while I think of it. The pink is going to go behind, and I'm going to put the berry burst on top. So just I'm just going to do a couple layers of some snail just to give a little extra. You can use fast fuse. You can use mini glue dots if you want. I just wanted to use the snail. Just stick those together. Set these aside for a minute. The next thing I would like to do is I'm going to take 2 and 2 of these. Okay, so this piece of berry burst has been cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and I also scored it at 4 1/4 so that I could easily fold it. Okay, they've both have been scored at 4 1/4. All right. So now we get to use our new ribbon. We are going to use it with this bad boy. Where did you go, ribbon? Oh, right next to me. Okay, so I got my snips out, and these need to be, what did I figure yesterday? I think about 7 inches long. If you've got the paper, the grid paper, it does have the measuring on it, which is nice. So if you join Stampin' Up! This month, that's actually one of the things that will come in your kit is a thing of grid paper, which is awesome. I had to wait a while to get mine, so it's kind of nice that it comes in the kit this month. Now we're gonna cheat a little. We all know Amber loves to cheat, so we are going to use some tape. We're going to take this, and I do it about 1/3 down. Okay, about 1/3 of the way down this. I'm gonna take it and wrap it around the back. Excuse my cat walking through. Sorry. She has no concept of personal space. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap this around on both sides. You can, if you don't want to tape the back, you can use snail adhesive to stick it to the back. That's fine. I just like the tape. For me, it's easier, a little bit more foolproof. Or I should say mistake proof, because yeah, we know me. We know me. You guys know me. You've been watching me, I'm sure, for a while, and we know I'm not perfect. I need things, everything I can get to help me with my mistakes. So make sure that's lined up. Okay, so now we're done with our tape. We're going to take these bad boys and stick them on the front of this. Okay, and you can just run the tape down over everything on both sides. And I'm going to put a little strip in the middle too. Oh, is that still wet? Oh, okay, good. No. Just realized I had wiped my watercolor stuff up there. I don't want to make a mess. And if you guys can hear the fan in the background, I'm sorry. Our ceiling fan, we finally figured out how to turn it on in this bedroom, and so I've been utilizing that during these hot days. Have old 90s and early 2000s songs stuck in my head today. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is take these guys right here and attach these on the bottom right. We'll just take a strip of snail with each of them. Okay, and put that about right there, and about right there. And we're gonna take our flowers. Now, okay, so let me show you, this is a little trick. So I'm just gonna pull the leaves forward like this first, okay? That's the first thing I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna take my bone folder and kind of just lean them back. I guess curve them is, what you wanna call it? Curve them back against what I just did, so they look a little bit more like petals. Okay, I'll do that with both these guys. You can also use like a pen or pencil if you don't have a bone folder to fold them back on. But you just want to give them that little bit of dimension. Okay. Now we're going to use some dimensionals, Stampin' dimensionals. Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm going to put one on the back of each of these guys. Okay. Take the back end off of them. Okay, and then I kind of put it on the top left up here. Okay, give it a little bit of dimension there. And we're not done. We're going to do one more thing. We're going to bling it up. We're going to jam it up. Okay, so I'm going to use my paper piercer and some of our new rhinestone basic jewels. And you can store them without this on the cover. I just like having them covered up. To me, it just keeps them nicer. Okay, so there's those. Now I'm going to use my paper piercer. Okay, we're going to use this second size, and I'm going to take one on the tip and put it right here on the edge of the Your Thoughtfulness Brighten My Day. Maybe it's sticking to my paper piercer. Come on, come off. There we go. Thoughtfulness Brighten My Day. And, oops. Come on, stick. Ah. Do, 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 do. If you don't have a paper piercer, you can use your finger. I used to use just my fingers. paper piercer just goes a little bit smoother. Okay, and there we go. There's our card, and this is one I made yesterday, and these are the two we just made, and look, they all look a little bit different, even though they're the same. I hope you guys liked my project today. I know I'm a day late. I'm sorry. I'm not $1 short though. Don't forget to come to my Facebook page tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Daily Time to see the Jam and Stamper live. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.